Welcome to While We Were Distracted, the podcast where we explore topics that often get overshadowed in the rush of daily life.
Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Great. Today we're gonna tackle a big one.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna try to understand the nature of absolute reality.
okay, I'm intrigued.
We're using The Secret Doctrine by Helena Blavatsky as our guide for this one.
Ah, Blavatsky. Always a good choice for a deep dive.
It's a pretty dense book,
Yeah.
but man, is it full of insights, like how ancient wisdom
Uh-huh.
and modern science
Okay.
might actually, be talking about the same things in different language.
Right.
So we're going to try to break it down into some concepts like cosmic manifestation, duality, the triad,
Okay.
and even how deity emerges from all of this.
Sounds ambitious. I like it. The Secret Doctor is definitely all about finding those, surprising connections. Blavatsky was like way ahead of her time,
Totally.
trying to bridge esoteric traditions and the scientific understanding of the universe.
It's almost like she knew what was coming. So are we really talking about where everything comes from?
AR.
Not just the Big Bang, but like what caused the Big Bang?
You got it.
Wow.
That's the ultimate question, isn't it? And Blavatsky uses this term, Soph, to describe this ultimate source.
Okay.
And this is important,
Yeah.
it's not like a god that you can pray to.
Okay.
It's more like, think of it as the potential energy
Mm.
of the entire universe before anything actually existed.
Okay, but like, how do you even describe something that's beyond description?
Right.
It's like my brain kind of hurts a little thinking about
I
it.
hear you. You're not alone. Blavatsky knew that this was a challenge.
Yeah.
So she uses analogies,
Huh.
metaphors to get us closer to understanding.
Closer, but still maybe not all the way there, I guess.
Right, exactly.
So if this Ein Sof is like this, ultimate source of everything,
Hmm.
how does anything actually come into being from that? Like, what's the first step?
So the Secret Doctrine describes this first step
Oh,
as the Great Breath.
okay.
Now, obviously, not a literal breath,
They're
right?
guy in London space or something.
No, nothing like that. It's more like the first movement,
Okay.
the stirring of that potential within Ein Sof.
So like a ripple in a perfectly still pond?
Yes, perfect analogy.
Okay, cool.
And that ripple, that creates what we call duality, the potential for everything that is and everything that is not.
So like, is that where we get good and evil, light and darkness, all that?
Well, it's actually more fundamental than that. Think
Okay.
about the Big Bang. Like, in those very, very first moments,
Yeah.
you have this incredible energy
Uh-huh.
that starts to differentiate into particles and forces.
I see.
That's kind of like this duality, the basic building blocks from which everything else can then emerge.
Right. So it's less about like moral stuff
Yes,
and more about just like the potential for anything at all.
exactly.
Okay. I can see how that connects to, what we know about physics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still pretty abstract. How do we go from just this like duality
Right.
to the actual like, universe, stars and planets and all that stuff that we see around us?
Well, that's where the concept of the triad comes in.
Triad. Okay.
The Secret Doctrine kind of takes this idea of duality, right?
Mhm.
And further differentiates it into three fundamental aspects.
Okay.
And this is a pattern that shows up everywhere,
Really?
not just in the Secret Doctrine.
I love patterns. Give me some examples.
Okay, well, the Christian Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Okay. Yeah.
The Hindu Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva.
Okay. 3 again. Yep.
Even the first three Sephiroth on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life.
Right.
Blavatsky suggests that this, rule of three is like a fundamental principle of existence.
Interesting. Okay. I see the pattern.
Yeah.
But how does this triad actually like relate to the creation of the universe?
Okay, so think of the triad as like a blueprint.
Okay.
With the triad, you get the potential for active creation and for consciousness itself to emerge.
Okay. So we've gone from this like abstract Ein Sof
Yes,
to duality
right.
and now to this triad thing,
Yes,
which acts as a blueprint for the universe.
you got it.
But how does this blueprint actually turn into, everything?
That's where it gets really, really interesting.
Okay. Hit me with it.
Blavatsky introduces the concept of Fohat.
Fohat. That sounds,
Intense.
yeah, a little intense.
Fohat is described as this dynamic force of cosmic will and electricity.
Hold on. Electricity.
Yeah,
Are we talking like the same stuff that powers our homes?
that's not a perfect analogy,
Okay.
but think of it this way. Fohat is the force, the
Mm.
energy
Mm-hmm.
that shapes and molds the potential of the triad into the actual, like, building blocks of the cosmos.
Okay.
And Blavatsky suggests that this force acts with intelligence and purpose.
Huh.
It's not just random or chaotic.
So Fohat is like the universe's 3D printer,
Yes,
but with a mind of its own.
exactly. And that mind is guided by what she calls the cosmic will,
Okay.
the intelligence that's inherent in the universe itself.
Wow.
It's a pretty mind-blowing concept when you really think about it.
Yeah, my head's spinning a little,
I know.
but I think I'm starting to get it.
Okay, good.
So we have this ultimate source,
Sarf?
and then comes the great breath,
Yes.
which creates duality,
Mm-hmm.
followed by the triad, which is like a blueprint.
Yes.
And finally, we have Fohat, this
Right?
intelligent energy that brings everything into manifestation.
You got it.
Am I on the right track?
You're on the right track. But where does deity fit into this whole picture? That's what we're going to explore next.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big one. I'm ready.
Let's do it. Welcome back. So last time we kind of left up with that pretty mind-blowing concept of Fohat, right?
Yeah, Fohat. Wow. It's like I keep picturing this like cosmic artist
Right.
shaping the universe with intention
Uh-huh.
and purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But what about God?
Right.
Or like gods?
Yeah, where do they fit in?
Where do they fit into all of this in the Secret Doctrine?
That's where things get even more
Complicated.
interesting, I would say.
Okay.
The Secret Doctrine kind of challenges those traditional ideas we have about,
Deity. Yeah.
deity. It's not about the single,
Like the old man in the cloud.
exactly, yeah, like personal God
Right.
sitting up there.
Okay. So is it like a whole bunch of gods then? Like a cosmic pantheon?
It's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
The Secret Doctrine uses deity to refer to like all these forces and intelligences that
Okay.
emerge from the triad, remember,
Yeah.
interacting with Fohat.
Okay.
So these are the beings that shape and guide the universe as it evolves.
So they're like cosmic architects
Yes.
working with that blueprint we were talking about.
Exactly. Blavatsky even compares them to like the demiurge in Plato's philosophy.
Okay, right.
But here's the real shocker.
Okay, lay it on me.
The Secret Doctrine claims that these gods were once humans.
Whoa. Wait, like, hold on.
Yeah.
So you're saying these like powerful
Mm-hmm.
universe-shaping beings
Yeah.
were once just,
Regular people.
yeah, like us.
Wow.
It's a pretty radical idea.
It is.
It completely flips our ideas about,
Hierarchy.
hierarchy, divinity.
Yeah. All of that.
It definitely makes you think about, like, the potential within each of us.
Right.
If we're all, like, sparks of the divine,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we're all capable of reaching those, like, cosmic levels.
That's a key point.
Yeah.
The Secret Doctrine presents humanity as being on this incredible journey of evolution.
Uh-huh.
Not just physically, but like spiritually too.
Right. So we're not just some, like, random accident in this vast universe.
No.
We're like, we have a bigger role to play.
And not at all. The Secret Doctrine suggests that humanity is like crucial to the evolution of the cosmos.
Wow.
And that journey isn't limited to this one lifetime either.
You're talking about reincarnation?
Yeah.
The idea that we live multiple lives, learning and evolving, like with each one.
Reincarnation is central to understanding how we evolve,
Okay.
of individually and as a species.
Okay.
Blavatsky describes humanity as like evolving through these cycles,
Yeah.
each one representing a different stage in the development of consciousness.
So it's like humanity is like waking up slowly but surely
Yeah, that's a great.
over many lifetimes.
And this evolution is guided by those forces we've been talking about.
Right.
Fohat, cosmic will, even the choices we make in each lifetime.
So our choices, like, actually matter.
Absolutely.
They don't just affect us personally. They affect, like, the whole process of cosmic evolution.
Exactly. We're not just along for the ride. We're active participants,
Oh.
co-creators,
Yeah.
shaping the destiny of the universe with every,
Thought, word.
thought, word, yeah,
Okay, I'm, like, feeling the weight of responsibility here.
right.
But this idea of, like, co-creation, it's also incredibly, like, empowering.
It is.
It means we actually have a say
Yes.
in what kind of universe we're creating.
That's the heart of the Secret Doctrine. We're all connected, part of this like grand cosmic tapestry,
Yeah.
weaving our individual threads into the larger pattern.
But how do we even begin to, like, grasp the scale of that.
It's tough, right?
It's hard enough to, like, wrap our heads around this one lifetime, let
Yeah.
alone multiple lifetimes,
Yeah.
and the evolution of, like, the entire universe.
It is a lot to take in, but the Secret Doctrine provides this, like, framework for understanding our place in all of it.
Okay.
And the concept of karma is a key part of that framework.
Karma. You mean, like, what goes around comes around?
Well, it's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
Karma is about the natural consequences of our actions.
Okay.
How our choices create these ripples,
Uh-huh.
that extend not just through this lifetime,
Yeah.
but through multiple lifetimes.
So it's like a cosmic boomerang.
Yeah.
Like, what we send out comes back to us eventually.
That's a good way to think about it.
Okay.
But it's not about, like, punishment or reward
Right.
in a simple sense.
Okay.
It's about understanding that every action has a reaction,
Yeah.
and that those reactions shape the reality we experience,
Right?
both individually and collectively.
That makes a lot of sense. So we're all connected by this web of karma,
Yes.
constantly, like, influencing and being influenced by each other and by the universe itself.
That's the key takeaway. And it connects back to that idea of co-creation, right?
Yeah.
But we're all shaping the reality that we experience,
Mm-hmm.
not just in this lifetime,
Yeah.
but over, countless lifetimes.
Right. And on a cosmic scale.
And on a cosmic scale.
Wow. This deep dive is, like, really making me rethink everything I thought I knew about reality.
That's the point.
But how does this all, like, connect back to that concept of absolute reality
Right.
that we started with?
That's the million-dollar question.
Okay.
And in the Secret Doctrine, that connection lies in the concept of consciousness.
Consciousness. Okay.
But to understand that connection,
Yeah.
we need to explore one more kind of mind-bending idea,
Okay. Hit me.
the 7 races of humanity.
7 races. Now, this is where I think we're going to need some serious unpacking.
I agree.
All right. So we're back and ready to tackle these 7 races you mentioned.
Okay, you ready for this?
I think so, but honestly, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It kind of does, doesn't it? But Blavatsky isn't talking about races in the way that, we think of them today.
Right. Right. Not based on, like,
Yeah, physical
characteristics.
color, ethnicity, any of that.
So what are these races then? Like, are we talking different species of humans, like lost civilizations?
Think of them more as stages in humanity's evolution, both physically and spiritually.
Okay.
Each race kind of represents a distinct level of consciousness.
Okay.
And a different way of, like, being in the world. They unfold over vast periods, like imagine chapters in a really, really long book.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get a sense of the scale here, but why 7? Is that number significant?
7 is a big deal in the Secret Doctrine. Like, you see it everywhere.
Really?
7 planets in ancient cosmology, 7 principles in the human constitution, 7 globes in a planetary chain. Blavatsky suggests that this, like, 7-fold pattern
Okay.
is kind of woven into the fabric of reality itself.
So she's saying this pattern extends to the evolution of humanity, too.
Yeah.
We're part of that 7-fold structure.
Exactly. But, and this is important, it's not a simple linear progression.
Okay.
These races aren't totally separate in time. They overlap, they blend,
Right.
they influence each other in all these, like, complex ways.
So it's not like one race just disappears and then another one just pops up. It's more like a gradual shift.
That's a good way to think about it. And here's where it gets really fascinating. Each race represents a stage in the evolution of consciousness itself.
Okay.
The over races, they had a more, like, instinctual, group-oriented awareness.
Okay.
And as humanity evolves, individuals develop greater self-awareness and the ability to, think for themselves.
So it's like humanity is like waking up,
Yeah.
becoming more conscious and
Yeah.
more individual over time.
That's the idea. And remember all those forces that we talked about?
Yeah.
Fohat, cosmic will, even karma.
Right.
They're all driving this evolution.
Okay.
Our choices, both individually and collectively, are shaping how consciousness unfolds.
So we're not just like passive passengers in this evolutionary journey.
Oh.
We're actively shaping it
Yeah,
with every choice we make.
exactly. We're co-creators in this grand experiment of consciousness.
Okay, this is mind-blowing stuff. But I still have a question about, like, the soul. Where does that fit into this whole picture of, 7 races and evolving consciousness?
Okay, so the soul, or, like, the higher self, is that eternal essence within each of us.
Okay.
It's the spark of the divine,
Right.
the thread that connects us back to that ultimate source
Yeah.
in the self.
So the soul is on its own journey, experiencing these different races, these different stages of evolution. over, like, vast periods.
That's the idea. The soul gathers experiences, learns lessons, and evolves through each incarnation,
Right.
carrying that wisdom forward across lifetimes.
This is where reincarnation comes back into play, right?
Exactly.
The soul evolving through multiple lifetimes.
Yes.
Gathering experience and wisdom along the way.
Exactly. Each lifetime is an opportunity for the soul to grow, to expand its consciousness, and to contribute to the evolution of, humanity and the universe as a whole.
Wow, that's a powerful image. Like, so many lifetimes, so many experiences.
I know.
All contributing to this grand tapestry of evolving consciousness.
Yeah, it really makes you think about the bigger picture, doesn't it?
It does.
That's the beauty of the Secret Doctrine.
Yeah.
It challenges us to see ourselves as part of something much larger
Right?
than just our, individual lives.
Yeah.
We're all connected,
Yeah.
all part of this incredible story of
Yeah.
cosmic evolution.
This deep dive has been like a wild ride. We've gone from the unfathomable Ein Soph
I know, right?
to the energetic dance of Fohat, to the
Mm.
mind-bending idea of 7 races and the evolving soul. It's given me, like, a lot to think about.
And that's just like scratching the surface of the Secret Doctrine.
Really. There's more.
Yeah. Blavatsky's work is full of, rich and complex ideas
Right?
that can take a lifetime to unpack.
So where do we go from here? How do we take all of this crazy stuff
Right.
and actually, like, apply it to our lives?
That's the most important question.
Yeah.
The Secret Doctrine isn't just about acquiring knowledge,
Mhm.
It's about using that knowledge to become more conscious
Okay.
and more compassionate
Yeah.
and more connected to the universe around us.
So it's a call to action,
Yes.
a challenge to live in alignment with those, like, deeper truths we've been exploring.
Exactly. It's about remembering that we're not just temperate individuals,
Mhm.
but sparks of the divine,
Co-creators.
co-creators
Budoya.
of our own reality
Yeah.
and the reality of the universe.
Well, folks, that's our deep dive into the Secret Doctrine for today. We've explored some pretty heavy concepts, but hopefully it's sparked your curiosity and given you some food for thought.
Remember, the journey of discovery never ends. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep opening your mind to the infinite possibilities that exists within you and within the universe.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible adventure.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next episode on While We Were Distracted.